Hello guys, welcome to my session. Today we are going to discuss about the HTTP session tracking mechanism. In the previous video, I have discussed about what is session tracking, why we need session tracking, and what are the various mechanisms we can do in the session tracking mechanisms. So today I am going to discuss about the first mechanism, that is the HTTP session tracking mechanism. So if you want to if you missed the video, you can check out in the there is a link in the description to the playlist, so you can check out the playlist and begin your learnings. So to further better understanding of the HTTP session tracking, now I'm going to explain you with the help of paint, so that it will be very clear for you guys to learn from it. So right, um, yes, so we are having a server, and and there is a user who has sent a request to the server. And obviously we know that whenever a client when this is my client, and so whenever a client sent a request to the server will respond. So whenever a user sends a request, the server will respond, right? So now there is a user one, this is user one, and so this user has sent a request. So this user has sent a request. Okay, so as we all know that in a client server architecture, whenever a client sends a request, the server will use a response. So in the HTTP and I hope you guys know why the session tracking mechanism we are using, because the server doesn't remember the server will consider each request as a new request from the new client. So to maintain the servers to maintain the client's information, we'll go for the session tracking mechanism. If you guys don't have idea about it, you can go for the previous lecture I have done, and you will get a better understanding. For the rest of the guys who got understand, you can continue with the sessions. So let me say that I am having a n number of users, and these are all my users. So for every user, there will it will taken as a the server will consider it as a new one, and it will give the response to those clients. So in the HTTP session tracking mechanism, the server will maintains a separate session object. So every request and the details we got from the request will be get stored in the session. Okay, I will show you how. So let me say that um, from whenever the user sends a request, so with the request object, let me say that I'm the user one, and I have filled a form. Okay, so I have filled a form, and the form contains some details like my name and age. And whenever I give the request to the server will be redirected to the second form. Okay, like so whenever a user one has filled a form, is having a form with name and email. Okay, so with the name and email, he has filled these details, and whenever on upon clicking the submit button, so he has submitted the request to the server. So the server, what are the details that the client has been stored here, like some name and some email details he has been done. So these details, it will take these details, and the server will store these details in the HTTP session. So from the server, it stores the details in the HTTP session, and the details will be like name, same as it is, like name, something, some name, and email, like student at the rate email.com. So these will be get stored here. Okay, and later as a response, I am having another form. Okay, whenever I click on the submit, the server will give the response, right? So as a response, I am having another one, another form, and the form contains the, I need to fill the details like my phone number. Okay, phone number, and what is my college. Okay, these are the details I need to fill. And upon filling the details, whenever I click on the submit button, it will redirect it to the another http I mean, so whenever it is given, the server has given us this page. Okay, as a response. So after it is given, after filling and submitting the details, I'll go and the request will go to the server as usual. So the server will be, yes. So now I send again as a response this what we got, and here as a second request too, I'm sending it. So you might think that okay, everything is fine. Now it is now with the help of the, again with the http session, it will store the phone number and college. And you guys might have a doubt that like you can ask me like okay, like you are telling that it will be stored, that will be fine, then how it can be stored in the same session object? It has something, right? Okay, let me say that I am having a I'm running an institute, and I'm having plenty of students. In that students, I'm having two students whose names is, both names is Kiran and Kiran. One name is Kiran and the other one is the Kiran. And how can I address them? With the specific ID they are having. So if some other Kiran is having a ID like one, and the second Kiran is second person who is whose name is also Kiran, is holding the ID like 23, I can call them as number 1 and number 20, number 1 and number 23. It would be easy, right? So with the help of my student ID, I am referring them as usual. Here also, if I want to place all the details of one client and of one user in the same session object, I need to give my session ID. So now you got an idea that whenever the server gives a response to the second form, it will also gives a session ID. And here my session ID is like 333. Okay, so my session ID is 333. So along with the response, it also sends the session ID to the as a response. After sending the request, the details will get stored here. And again, let me say that we can also consider the third form, like in the third form we are having we need to fill the details like what are the grades, what is the what are the grade you are having, or what are the marks, total marks you are having, and like what are the okay, any backlogs. Okay, not okay, marks. After submitting the marks, you need to, so after giving the marks, now you need to now you need to get all the details of the student and need to display. This is our task today. Okay, so at the end of the time, I need to display like name something, oh sorry, name like something, and email like something that I have, whatever I have given, and phone number, and as well as the college and marks. Okay, college and marks. Okay, all these details should be displayed on the page, in the final page. So why you guys will get it out, like hey, why you're not storing the details of marks in the session object? Since we are printing these details in the same page, we don't need to store these details in the session object. Okay, you guys will get an idea when I show you practically. This is HTTP session, so here the details will be get stored, and this is server. So okay, you guys will get you'll guys get a good thing when I explain, demonstrate you with the example. So Now we will design the whole application whatever we have seen here for the better understanding of HTTP session tracking mechanism. Well, so you guys got that idea, right? So this is a form 1, forgot to mention. This is a form 1, and this is form 2, form 2, and the last one is form 3. So based on the information up until now I gave you, how many, I mean, like how you guys got an information, maybe you got an information right now. So whenever I send a form 1 request, there will be a servlet which will maintain it. So let me say that with maintaining, we can maintain a different types of servers for each and every time. Okay, we can't do everything in one server, right? That makes sense. So we will have different servers. Like for this first request we can have one different servlet. It's like I'm having a server like first servlet which will send the response to the second form, and from the second form we will get a submission. After the submission, the request will be get stored in the second servlet, and after the second servlet will give a response to the form 3, and after in the form 3 after filling the form 3, it needs to get redirected the response. I mean, no, like it should in the servlet, third servlet, it need to print the it need to print the details. Oh, sorry, it need to print the details of this details. Okay, so now you got an idea that how many servlets we are gonna use, and we're gonna use these two or mostly it will be two servlets, because whenever we give to the form 3 and upon clicking the submit button we'll figure it out, 3 or 4 whatever. So now we are going to learn this. Okay, let me just say it big, and yeah, so let's create a new dynamic web project. um, HTTP session tracking mechanism demo. Okay, hope you guys got it. Yes, now first I need to create a HTML file, form 1. So my title is registration, register to ng code tutorials. Okay, ng code. So now I'll use the center tag, which will make it easy for my. After that I'm having a designing a form, right? Action is some first servlet, we'll figure it out what is the action, some servlet. Okay, and we are having a table. I'm taking a table, and tr th is name, td, which is the input, type is equals to text, right? Name is equals to is name. Okay, yeah. Well, now it's giving me an error. So whatever, we'll figure out it later. So now this is name, and now the next one is email, right? So after that, a submit button. Is email, name is email, and the other is submit. Type is equals to submit. Value should be given. Okay. Now I create this is my form, and now I'm going to create a separate servlet which will take this request. So com dot ng dot code, and my class name is for servlet. Okay, for servlet. I'm changing this because I need a very easy one, so I'm going to change it as demo 1. Okay, next I just don't need the constructors and do post method, and I just don't need to get. So here okay, now so my one is demo 1. So in the form my action is dot slash demo 1. Okay, and by default it's not dot, so it is, the action is slash demo 1, and well, actually the method is by default get method, and we have considered the same get method here. Now I need to get the details. So string name is equals to request dot get parameter of name, right? And string email is equals to request dot get parameter of email. Okay, yes. Now I need to create a session object, that is http session hs is equals to request dot get session. I need to import this, right, in the java x.servlet. So now now I need to add these details to the session. That's what we have discussed, right? I need to add these name and email to the http session. So now hs dot set attribute of name and similarly email. Great, you guys got this, right? Now I need to go to the second form. After storing all these details in the session, now I need to redirect it to the second form, like request dispatcher of let me say that I'm going to the form 2.html dot forward of request comma response. Sorry, my bad. I just don't need this. Okay. Yeah, fine, guys. We have created successfully the first servlet. Now my first servlet will be directed to a form 2, phone number and college. Now I'll create a second one, which is a form 2 HTML file, form2.html. Next and finish. So here the same registration for ng code. Okay, and I'll copy paste the same thing. Here I need to have a phone number. Name is phone ph. It would be great if I say ph because it will be very easy for me. And the phone, after that it will be college. I'll say CLG. Maybe you guys will have no problem with it. And COLLAGE here for the display purpose. After submitting value next, it will be redirected to the action is equals to slash demo2, which is the second servlet URL. So great, looking great, right? Yes. I just don't know, guys, why it is showing me error. And the form 2 it looks fine, so I'll copy paste the form 2 and I'll replace it in the form 1. I just don't know why it is giving me errors. Meanwhile, we'll send it to demo 1, and here it is name, and here it is email. Okay, so now I'm going to create a second servlet. Which is a second servlet. Okay, next, and I just want to modify it to demo2 slash demo2. Oh, fine, hope you guys fine. Now sorry, I just don't need all these things. We'll remove it, and yeah, I just don't need this. We'll get remove everything, and so I just need this as public and create. And yes, now from the from this I from form 2 I need to store the phone number and college in the server. So it'd be great, I'll copy paste this and store the details and send the request to the form 3. Same as usual, copy pasting. Okay, there is nothing new you are going to learn here, just giving the request and sending the response. There is nothing we can learn here, which is we need to understand the mechanism. Phone is what I gave, guys. Yeah, PHCLG. This is PH and the other is CLG. These are stored as phone, which is PH, and CLG, which is also CLG. I need to change it as ph and there is clg. Okay, now I need to send it to the form3.html. um, there is an error here. I need to remit an extra packet. That would be great now. So this is what the second project of third second servlet, where it will store the details of in the third servlet we'll go for the this. We need to fill the details of marks. Need to fill the details of marks, and we need to display all these details: name, email, phone number, marks. So it would be great if so we'll have a third servlet, and in the servlet this is a this is third servlet, and and it's demo 3. Next, I just don't need the constructors and do post method, only I need a to get method. Now this is my third servlet. There is nothing rocket science here. We'll just understanding the mechanism, and there is you just don't need to bother about all the things I have done. It is the same as what you have done in your previous sessions, or what you have seen, like sending a request and response, and there is a just a quite forming a servlet, some basic servlet pages I'm working with. So you will get a better understanding of what I'm doing. Now I will create a print writer object. Okay, before that, response dot set content type of text slash html. Okay, now print writer we need to import in the IO package. So after that we are having a table. Now forget about it, we are having a label as you know, um, h. Okay, we are having a label like name and marks. Okay, and then we are having an input type is equals to text, name equals to marks. Okay, I better go with the third form because it would be very easy for you guys. Maybe this would be a quite confusing for you. I'll create a third form, which is a form3.html. If you get a guys confused about it, don't worry. If you just don't want to deal with the third servlet, or if it is very difficult for you, then you can use this third form where will replace this with marks. Everything is copy code, and what you need to learn is the mechanism and how it is working. That's the important thing you need to know here. After clicking on the submit, it will be redirected to the slash demo 3. Okay, and in the third servlet I'll just remove everything. So in the third servlet I'll get the marks like no int marks is equals to integer dot parse int of request dot get parameter of marks. Well, pretty well. So you got it. Now I need to print everything. So I'll use the PW object, print writer object, which is having a table format. Okay, and TR, TD, TH, and what is first one is name, TD's name slash TD and slash TR. Okay, for everything we need to repeat the same. Email, so you guys will get it right. How can I get the data? How can I get the data which is stored in the HTTP session? Now we will create a session object here, and we will get attribute with the help of the session dot get attribute. We'll get all those things. So HTTP session h is equals to request dot get session. So hs dot get attribute of first one is the name, because it is stored in the session object session, we will get it easily. Dot get attribute of email and sorry email and hs dot get attribute of ph, I mean phone and college. So phone, college. Oh sorry, this is object, and object email is to and okay, we don't need to get this because already we have taken some marks from the form, so we just don't need getting comments are very important. If you can review your code for after Sundays, it will be very great helpful with the help of session to understand your code. And here it is okay, great. So now we'll run this entire form. Yeah, name, let me say Tom, and email is tom@example.com is my email. Oh, sorry. Yes, phone number is 333 44556, and college is NG code. Oh, sorry guys, I have done some mistakes. It will be showing me. Okay, now it will be fine. I'll again refresh the page, and we're gonna fill again the details. So NG code, next. I haven't saved it. That's why it's showing me that always. Yeah, marks. I got 235. Let me say that. Next, see, it is displaying all the details. That means it is storing in the HTTP session, and it is giving me all the details. Now you guys got an to make it more great. You can also make some like, you know. So to make it look good, we can also. I just want to modify some things. It would look great if I modify so. Uh, yes, okay. Now these are the details that I got. You can see it, right? So this is how the HTTP session management will be. So hope you guys got everything understanding about this. If you have any queries, or if I had done any mistakes, you can pin in the comment sections. It will be great for me if you do so. And thank you guys, thank you so much for, and please do share this video to your friends who has troubling with learning in advanced Java concept, and this would be a great helpful. So do like, subscribe, and share the channel, share my videos, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.